This story is about a truck driver who experienced something terrifying on one of the darkest nights of his life. If you enjoy horror stories like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel and become one of my loyal subscribers. Now, let's get into the story. Hello, I'm a truck driver from North America, and I often drive long, lonely highways at night. I usually have my helper with me in these hauls, though for his privacy, I won't mention his name here. One day, we received an order to transport large logs of wood to a city about 700 kilometers away. It was an unusually long trip for us, but the pay was too good to pass up. So we loaded up the truck and set off around 8 p.m. The first hour of the journey went by smoothly. The road was empty, and I was driving comfortably. But as we got deeper into the route, the road became more isolated, and an unsettling stillness filled the air. Then we ran into a problem. One of the truck's wheels started acting up. Luckily, we spotted a small, worn-out tire shop a short distance ahead. The mechanic there helped us out, but before we left, he warned us, saying this isn't a road you should be traveling at night. He wouldn't explain further, and we brushed off his words, figuring he was just trying to spook us. We got back on the road, but about 10 kilometers later, our truck lights suddenly started flickering before they went out entirely, leaving us in complete darkness. My heart sank as I remembered the mechanic's warning. I managed to get one of the lights back on after a lot of effort, but it was barely enough to light the road ahead. As we prepared to continue, a strange sound stopped us dead in our tracks, a soft splashing noise, like someone was moving in water. It was November, and the freezing temperatures made it impossible that anyone would be out bathing in a stream. My helper and I exchanged anxious glances, but driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, we crept closer to the water's edge, hiding behind a tree to get a look. There, in the murky darkness, we saw them, a woman and 3 children, in the water. Their outlines looked human, but we couldn't make out their faces. The woman had long, white hair, and the children's hair was an eerie shade of orange. They were singing, but their voices were distorted, echoing in a way that made my skin crawl. Suddenly, my helper let out a scream and fainted beside me. The singing stopped, and the woman turned toward us, her eyes glowing a pure, terrifying white. She began walking toward us through the water, her gaze fixed on where we stood. I didn't waste a second. I lifted my helper, dragged him into the truck, and threw myself into the driver's seat. I started the engine and hit the gas, speeding way down the dark road. But our escape was short-lived. The truck jolted and stopped. One of the wheels caught in a massive pothole. As I tried frantically to get the truck moving again, my helper came to, still groggy, when he glanced in the side mirror. His face turned pale. Following his gaze, I saw them again, the woman and the children, now slowly advancing toward the truck, laughing with a chilling, hollow sound that echoed through the trees. We switched off the remaining light, locked the doors, and ducked down, hoping they'd pass us by. But soon we heard loud thuds as they started hitting the sides of the truck, trying to break in. For what felt like an eternity, we sat there, paralyzed with fear, as they banged on the doors and the back of the truck, their laughter filling the night. Then silence. After a long while, we dared to peek out, and they were gone. Gathering our courage, We got out, quickly reloaded the logs they'd thrown from the back, and climbed back in, eager to put as much distance as possible between us and that place. But our ordeal wasn't over. With only one dim light working, I misjudged the road, and the truck veered off, crashing into a tree. Now we were completely stuck, deep in the dark woods, with no hope of getting free. And then we felt it, a deep, rumbling vibration that shook the truck. I looked back and froze. Standing behind the truck was a towering figure, at least 20 feet tall, its eyes shining in the darkness. We sat there, paralyzed, praying as we heard its heavy footsteps gradually fade into the night. At dawn, another truck driver found us and helped tow us back onto the road. Exhausted and shaken, we finally made it to our destination. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for supporting a new storyteller. I've got plenty more chilling tales to share with you.